got another little project I've kind of been putting off to the side because it's not a priority, but I picked up this little Harbor Freight light, and I think I paid about $4 for it. It was on sale, and I picked it up because in the past I've picked up a few of these Harbor Freight lights, and they've turned out to be pretty handy around the garage. You got a beam on one end, and then you got an array of LEDs here. There's about 24 of them in there. Both of these lights have a magnet on the back, and they both have a hook, so you can hang them from your project and put them to use in those tough to reach spots. Well, the one thing I did notice about this light the other day is after it sat in the back of my car, somehow bouncing around and everything, it had managed to turn itself on. So when I pulled it out the other day, the light was dead. And I realized that this on-off switch is in a pretty bad spot. It's pretty exposed. This one's pretty tough to get to when it's just bouncing around. But this one, I'm guessing it bounced up against something and turned the light on, and I had dead batteries in here. So I'm going to build a real quick little guard here to kind of protect this switch, still give me access to it. It'll probably be a quick 5-10 minute project, I'm guessing. First thing we're going to do is pull these two screws out of the back, just to kind of get an idea of what the components look like inside. And if you look in here, you can see that it takes 3 AAA batteries. Got the switch here, and underneath this battery compartment you can see the circuitry and the lights and everything down underneath. So what I'm going to do here is just make myself a metal guard to go over the top of this. I'm just going to use a piece of wire, like a coat hanger or something along those lines, and create a couple little loops with a bend that'll go over just above the switch here, and then down to the other side, and run a couple of sheet metal screws or some small wood screws here that I've got down through there to hold that in place. And that'll still allow me to get to the button, but it won't be so easy for this thing to just bounce around and inadvertently turn itself on. I'm just going to use a coat hanger here, and we'll just straighten it out a little bit and make this work. It doesn't have to be strong, it just has to be strong enough to keep that button from getting pushed by accident. So we're going to straighten that out. We'll put a small loop in the end of it. Again, like so. And bend a little 90-degree in there. And then I want to immediately follow that with another 90-degree bend. This time just trying to stay close enough that when I put this on here, you can see how it just comes up high enough to clear that button. And I should still be able to get in there with my finger, and I'll probably end up putting it off to the side one way or the other so I can get in there and push that button easily.
Then the only thing I need to do is, when I put this other bend in here, I want to make sure that as the screws come down through the plastic, that they're not going to end up in the circuitry or into the switch housing area here. So I'm just going to pick a spot, call it good right in there, like that. Bend this one down 90 degrees. And I'm just taking my pliers and just kind of finessing it into alignment here. And I'm going to put another bend on that here, like so. And cut this off so I can. There you go.
Well, there we go. We're all finished. And that's really all I was after, was just something to keep that from getting bumped if it's bouncing around in the glove compartment or in the trunk. It'll help keep that switch from getting tripped. And then the batteries will be dead when I really need this. It's just a piece of coat hanger wire, a couple of screws. Make sure that when you do put these in the back side that they don't go into the circuitry or into the battery compartment. And you're all set.